What's up, everybody? It's Mr. and Mrs. Tafony here doing something. I think I'm learning drums today.
Okay.
That's the intro.
I mean, is it a rambling about? Is it not?
It's forcing me to learn synthesizers, I think is what it's called.
Today's episode is going to be on Eurorack drum synthesis. Not synthesis, but beat making. I don't think we're actually going to do a lot of the synthesis, like the sound design stuff. Probably stick to the beat making side, if that makes sense. So I am going to try and teach you a thing or two about like the routing, I guess. So obviously in Eurorack nothing is like internally patched, so we have to like mix it all down. So what we have here is a mixer. That is indeed a knob. What we want to do, and I'm going to sort of make these choices for you because I think I kind of have to, but what we want to do is like selector voices. So you always want a kick drum voice.
You sound like you're going to cry.
I was going to burp actually, but I appreciate your optimism. I'm just going to mix all the different voices into here. And then we're gonna, so if you look at this one...
Wait, can you describe what a voice is?
A sound source. So last time we did this, we made like one voice, right? Takes one trigger, takes one pitch, makes one sound at a time. So in this sound is the kick drum that we're making right now. So that is one voice. So if you have like a kick and a snare, like boom, clap, boom, boom, clap. That's two voices, okay. Right? If that makes sense. Now you can have a polyphonic voice where it plays a chord, which is 3 notes, but that is all one voice. In the sake of drums, we're just going to say the kick is one voice, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So what we're going to do for simplicity's sake today, I'm going to take the output of my mixer.
The cat's screaming.
And come here, Clementine.
Come here, baby.
We're going to take the output of our mixer and send it to this other mixer.
Don't hit the microphone, please.
Good luck. Come on.
Yeah. Here she is. You want to learn a drum? You want a drum?
Grunt. I come.
What's up, everybody? Here it's forcing the cat to learn synthesizers.
I wish. Mixer. We have our kick drum going into the mixer, and then the output is going into this mixer, which is going into another mixer. But for the sake of the drum synthesis, we're going to say we have one mixer here that has our kick voice. Now, I'm going to blend in the kick voice, and it sounds like that. And that is very high pitched. So I'm going to, at least to start, I'm going to do some of this sound design, I guess, and then we'll get into it in more fine detail. So you've heard what an 808 is, right?
Yes.
This is modeled after the 808.
Ooh.
This module.
Grainy snare.
So yeah, I'm triggering this manually, but we're gonna do a sequence as things go on. So we'll get to the plasma voice eventually. Now, we want to get a snare going, and you mentioned the grainy snare, so I think we should use the grainy snare. So we're gonna take the output labeled here and put that into the mixer here. And
how can you tell these things apart? Like, what is supposed to be a mixer and what is a other thing? Just by spending hours and hours sitting in front of this thing.
Spending thousands of dollars in debt. You put the snare into the second output, and then the hat into the third. I mentioned the Apollo fans in the other video. I hope you'd appreciate that.
Hat.
So we have our kick voice, our snare voice,
Oh.
And I think we need to turn up our kick. Our snare.
Can we do both at the same
And then
time?
our hat, which I need to turn up on the mixer. When you say, how do you tell them apart? Well, when you buy them, you set out looking for them, right? Like I look for a mixer.
I guess that does help.
And then I selected that mixer. So
how do you trigger it manually on that one?
Red button on this one. And then red button on this one. And then this one has a little green button. So these, with the exclusion of, well, I shouldn't even say like the exclusion of the kick, like they kind of sound like a drum set, like a rock band drum kit, right?
I had one of those. It's probably still in my parents' basement.
Well, let's play it next time.
Okay.
But rather than sending it
manually.
Well, sorry. Rather than pressing these manually, we're going to send it a sequence of triggers. And you remember last time from when we used the sequencer on the other one, the voltage that came out of that, those little squares, just like the clock on the oscilloscope, like the sequencer was sending triggers. We're going to do the exact same thing here on the Hermod Plus. So,
is it still a waveform or is it different?
It's still a wave form. It's a gate, is what it's called.
I remember
a
that
trigger
word from last time.
Yes, it's still voltage. Everything in Eurorack is voltage, basically. So we're sending pulses that tell the other modules to
do something.
Yes, to play the beat. So what we're going to do, and if you remember from our last sequencer, this sequencer has 8 pairs of CV and gate, not just one like the other one. So someone commented on the last video saying that we need to get you into the brain of the Hermod. Well, here comes the brain of the Hermod. So,
do you know what it is?
It is a sequencer. I like it a lot, but it has a lot of depth that I have not approached yet. So, first thing we're going to do is patch up the kick drum, our blue module there, and then we select that track by pressing this button. And for kicks, I'm going to sort of, my idea with this was I think I'm going to try and like seek your input here. So what I usually like to do as a rule of thumb is just do 4 on the floor to start. So you see the sequence here has 16 steps per page.
Yes. And
if we hit play, it goes like that. Now, what I want to demonstrate quick is that like you can do any, I'm just going to get us started, I'm going to try and demonstrate that you can do anything you want here. Right?
Yes.
But it's a good, simple way to get started is to do 4 on the floor. But I want to demonstrate that you're not tied to that, right? And part of the reason why I think it's good to start with 4 on the floor is because
it's also a horseback riding term.
4 on the floor?
Yeah.
Does that mean standing still?
No.
Okay, well, 4 on the floor here will help us also determine a tempo. So I think you should pick a tempo. 120 BPM is like the standard, and that's what we're at. But if we go faster, it's faster, obviously, or slower. Slower might help you while you're getting started to give you some room between notes to noodle with, but I want you, I do not want to command everything here. Spin the knob and pick a tempo.
Now we're going 140.
Okay. We got taste. We are distinguished. Now, we will do some sound design together here, but I just want to like get you focused on the I want to get you focused on the sequence before we
mess with how it sounds.
Yeah. So we're going to stick to our 4 on the floor here, and then we'll go in and we're going to do a kick sound. Sorry, we've already done our kick sound. We're going to do our
snare.
So we've got a second track here. we're
So you're gonna 8 things on this?
Yep.
Dang.
Well, you can have 16 if you do MIDI, but... So remember before, just like our VCA, there's a trigger input, but on this one, all of the other pieces that we made last time separately are all in one here, right? So there's a oscillator inside, there's a VCA, there's a filter, that all of that is built in here into one percussion focused voice. So given that we have our 4 on the floor and we are standing, there's another horse metaphor for you, on the second track.
Other animals also stand.
Where do you think we should put our snare hits on this one? Now I'm going to mess with the sound a little bit.
All of these sound bad.
I would suggest that you do it a little more sparse. So, like, try and maybe do one of these.
Oh, you can have it on the same note?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I don't know that.
I mean, you might not want to. If you choose not to, I think you should here. What if you started on the first beat here with a note too, and then do that to that, like that? Sounds more like a...
Yes. I don't like how it sounds, though.
You don't like the snare sound?
No, I don't like grainy snare.
So let's find another.
Yeah, that one's good.
This is better.
Yeah, that one fits better.
Okay, so that's 21 bright snare. Let's find another snare.
Clang.
I kind of like this one. What do you think?
I thought we were making my song.
We are.
And put it back on the one I liked.
Which one did you like?
I don't remember. You said you were going to remember it.
This was it, wasn't it? 21 bright snare.
What's the one after it? That was that one.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't... I mean, mess with it.
Yep. Here, I'm going to change the mix, so let's bring the kick drum down a bit, just so you can hear the more snare while you're selecting.
This one. Oh. There we go.
Okay. So, kind of sounds like a kick, right? Mm-hmm. And there's no rules. You can do whatever you want. But what I would say, if we're going to skip ahead to some sound design stuff here, why don't you increase the pitch so that it sounds more distinct from the kick drum? You're pitching down, go up.
No.
And these are pretty short, right? They're like blippy.
Yeah.
Give it some more decay.
Or does that less?
No, that's more. I would crank it all the way. Yeah. I like that.
I like that.
So let's... Here, why don't you bring the kick up in the mixer?
Is that how it works?
Yeah. So you're bringing it down.
I know.
I'd say let's bring it louder. Yeah. What do you think?
Drum.
Cool. Drum. Okay, and then, so let's do a hi-hat now. So,
That sounds like...
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to take a patch cable, and you're going to plug it in this time to the gate output of the third track. And then you want to put that into the closed hat trigger input of the Archer's rig. Yes. Like, do you see the closed hat trigger?
That one?
Yes. Sorry. There you go. And then you just have to select that track, although I think you already did, and then you want to just throw some notes in.
Yes.
And I would say with hi-hats, you want to sort of fill it. It can be pretty dense. Now, I think that's great. And I want to challenge you here. So what we want to do, all of these so far have been one bar,
Yes.
but I think you can write a longer, more varied beat by extending our length. So what we're going to do is go hold this button down for length. So instead of 16 steps, we're going to bring it up to 32 steps, and then we get a second page.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now you have twice as many notes to work with, right? Now notice our other tracks didn't change. So just for the hi-hats, we're going to write something a little different.
Okay.
Now, while we're doing this, I'm going to bring the hi-hats up a bit.
Well, now that there's more notes, now it's got harder.
I mean, you could do the exact same thing twice if you wanted.
I don't like how any of this sounds. Can we change how that sounds?
Yep.
Because it's ugly.
Okay, what do you want it to sound like?
I don't know.
So, punch some notes in so that we can hear it. Can I make a recommendation?
Yeah.
Remember we did 4 on the floor just to demonstrate it before? Maybe take fill a column like that, right?
Why do I keep clicking? There we go.
Maybe one that isn't where our kick triggers are.
Right.
So you can just...
You can?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So maybe let's do that for this one too. Just so you can hear it, right? So then let's go through presets on this one again too, so we can hear this one. And I want you to do this. So you see the load button on that one?
Yeah.
Press the load button. And then there's a select button in the top left. Do you see that select button?
Yeah.
Cycle through. And then it's not going to change it until you hit load. So hit load to load that one. What do you think of that?
No. How do I keep doing it?
Just keep hitting load, keep hitting select. What are you looking for?
I don't know.
So let's also go by bank. Maybe we'll go to the first bank and the first slot. There's also, you can adjust your decay, so these can be longer, right?
That's better.
Okay.
Why is it still making that sound, but it's not showing up here?
Which sound? For the other tracks? Like the kick sound?
No, it's making the snare sound, but it's not.
Because it's on the other page.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There we go. You can fix it if it sounds ugly.
Well, what do you think? It's not about what I think.
I don't know.
I think in this bar, this can go down to 1, but you should do it on this beat because does
That makes more sense.
like I think there's probably a reason why using an even column makes that work better. But I would say maybe make it a little more dense.
What does that mean?
Like add more triggers. I just like a little more randomness in my hats, like that. What do you think?
That sounds better.
I mean, this sounds like 90% of what I do. I like it.
There we go. That's better.
Okay, so let's mix it now. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mute everything, and you're gonna mix it.
Okay.
Bring them in.
It's all these dang cables.
You ain't seen nothing yet. So if you want to change the length of it, you have to hold this button, the close button.
Oh.
Because, yeah.
Do I have to hold it?
Yep. And then spin that knob.
At the same time?
Yep.
Oh.
This is what you want to do, yes.
Can I use these things?
Yep.
Do I have to hit that button too?
No.
Okay. These don't do anything.
I can't see what you do.
Oh, there we go. That one did something.
It's so short that you can't really hear much of a difference, right?
Should I turn it that way then? Or does that make it shorter?
That will make it shorter, but you have to hold it close
Great.
if you want to do that.
Oops. There we go.
The other thing you can do is you can switch to the open trigger, which makes it longer.
Oh boy.
Now you hear it. I said we wouldn't get into sound design, and here we are.
Let me put it back to the other one so it sounds more like a normal drum.
Well, it's not supposed to sound like a drum. It's supposed to sound like a cymbal.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
We were supposed to be mixing.
I'm making it sound cooler.
No, I think you're born for this.
Okay, this one's that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, do I have to hold any buttons to do anything?
Depends what you want to do. What do you want to do? Twist away at the pitch for sure.
Like that?
Yep. If that's what you want to do. That sounds a lot more like a snare.
Sorry, I have to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
sounds cool.
It's a real beat. I totally did not have any plans to have you actually like noodle with the sound design, so that's genuinely very impressive. What I did want to do is ask you to do this, because you were asking me about when we get to
Can I touch these things?
Yep.
Ooh.
So we gotta do this first.
Okay.
So, yeah, good. Hold on a second though. The only thing you're gonna find is it affects our voice, just because of how I have the chain stuff. So I'm gonna keep talking, you press it. Okay. I'm gonna keep going and then you'll hit that. So the other ones are crazier. Keep pressing them. That one will sound like we're in a hall. If you hear.
Hello. Oh wow.
Yeah. And
hello.
Then try the other one.
Can you hear me?
Whoa, that I love.
Help.
I guess if you're playing along at home, press the reverb again. The reverb on the performer, I think, is really underrated. Anyway,
this is lit.
Try the glitch now.
This is the glitch one?
Yep. If you keep going. We're glitching.
We're freaky.
I think you gotta let go. And then if I am in the middle of talking, if I'm holding my voice...
Oh, so that's the one that does the...
So if we do this...
Only you can do.
Yep. Trying not to talk.
Oh, that one pause makes sense.
Yep. It's that's tape stop. J-Rock, baby. J-Rock.
That's fun.
Okay, so other thing I want you to try, turn that on. Turn on the filter.
This?
Yep. Press the power button. And twist. Top knob. That one, put that back all the way up again. And then twist the top knob. No, all the way up on the other one.
Like there?
No, all the way up to the right.
This?
Yes. Yep. Okay. And then play around with the top knob.
Whoa.
Do you remember what this is called?
The overseer.
Do you remember what the overseer is? What type of module is it?
No.
Remember last time we used something in subtractive synthesis called having too much fun? We used something to sculpt our sound.
I don't remember what it's called.
Something that
the sculptor.
No. A DJ
disc.
No. The module. High pass. Low pass. DJ.
Filter.
Yes. Anyway, this process that we just did is like, I don't know. These things are like my favorite. You can't have more fun than this to me. Do you want to try distortion? Yes, we should do that.
How do we distort shit?
You.
I mean stuff.
Bingo card. Okay, so this thing has a master volume and a master distortion, and we need to be careful not to deafen our audience by balancing those two, because we can do this, but you want to. We're doing the Macarena now? Let's go. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so how do I not break everyone's ears?
Master level.
Okay.
And then distortion. Okay. Just start. Yeah.
I like this thing.
Yeah. I love the performer. And that one, I turned that off, so if you want to use the filter,
okay.
You gotta press the power button. What does this do? You can, those are mixing of the input, so I wouldn't touch those for now because the other ones aren't in. Yeah.
That would hurt my ear. Where's the glitch? Is this the glitch one?
Glitch?
Yeah.
Now there's a button combo if you want to leave one of those effects on.
Oh.
There's also this.
Ooh.
But this kind of sounds like this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, do you want to do a quiz?
No.
Okay. Try. You don't have to answer a question then. If you want to do one performance thing that's fun, is just see, so it's off, right? We turn the filter on, we sweep it up, and then we press the power button. That's your DJ drop.
Oh.
Try it. So it's off right now, turn it on. Bring it up. When will the bass drop? When will the bass drop? Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. Now I know why you spend thousands of dollars on these things.
I mean, I would argue that I have no argument. That is exactly why.
Hello. Wait, hold on. Hello.
You gotta be doing it for it to grab.
Hello.
Exactly.
Nice. Hello. Hello. Oh, that's the one.
Do you like glitchy stuff?
Yes.
Sounds like you're just like me. So, do you want to try something else?
Yeah.
Okay. We are getting way further than expected. So we're going to use this module here called the Data Bender.
Ooh.
It is a glitchy module. And remember, before you're asking me about these mixers, we're going to turn this down and turn this up. Now it looks like...
Ooh.
Looks like we have 11 minutes on the clock, so we better finish this.
Oh,
7
crap.
minutes on that one. So I'll show you the Data Bender real quick, and then we'll bid adieu to everyone else. I'm not just saying this because you're my partner and I love you, but because...
I'm a fiancé now. You can say the better word.
That's true. But I genuinely did not think we would get into actually like tweaking any of the sounds at all.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, totally. But here we are. So Data Bender has different effects. There is bend, break, corrupt, and then there's an overall mix. So right now I can do whatever I want and it's bypassed. But if I bring in the mix, you go. You noodle away. And what I would start with is turn all of these down.
Okay.
And then go one by one.
Oh, yes.
So corrupt is another distortion, sounds like. But what does break do?
Oh, it breaks up the beat. And then bend, I'm going to assume, makes it sound like wow.
Try it.
Oh, it kind of freaks the beat up.
Like these are... Should be a bingo card item. Should make up Clem snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Data Bender then. I already got 1 minute. What do you want to say to people, Wayne?
I don't know. Synthesizer.
Thanks so much.
See you next time.
Say it one more time.
Goodbye. Oh, what?
Try it. You do it.
Goodbye. Oh, hold on. Goodbye. Okay, I think we ran out of minutes.
All right.